Well, hello, folks, and welcome to a video. Don't worry, I'm still alive here on the 13th of September 2025. It's 2 days before my birthday, Monday the 15th. So it's September. So welcome. I hope you guys haven't dismissed my absence too much. So, um, so yeah, I'm still alive, guys. It was a slow going in August. August is usually one of those months that just kind of gets dreary and down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to upload as soon as this is done. It's about 10:30. I'm just going to give you guys a quick update video on me, myself, and some of the happenings in this on this channel as I grow in a little beard here. Don't worry, this is going to be gone in by tomorrow before I go to work. So on Monday. I kind of want to not just be here for 2 seconds and then just not come back again. So hello, everybody. So I think I have a lot of catching up to do. So I'm going to give you guys a kind of a synopsis of what's been happening and a play-by-play of what's been going on with the channel lately, so you guys don't feel as though you guys are missing anything. So I'm probably going to be here for maybe half an hour, maybe more. So so I just wanted to just tell you guys that yes, I'm still alive, still well, and things are going very good. Work I'm not going to talk about because I just don't like to talk about work because you guys know me, I'm not just not going to talk about work. It's going good and everything's kind of going smooth. There's some days where it's up and down, but it's generally not chaotic. It's just other people creating drama as usual. So yeah, it's just really good. So I want to give you guys a couple updates on stuff. So So, so a couple of things that I've been meaning to talk about slash kind of go over. So, by the way, I'm trying these Oreos Reese's, which are amazing. So, see, they have a bit of a white cap, like a foam cap, and then they got the Reese's cup. It's like cream on an Oreo, and then you got the Reese's cup. And then you got the Oreos cookies, and they're really good. Good stuff. Little sugar pills that get me going. So I want to talk about a couple of things. And you guys already know about my disappearing act usually during
you to think about what this means to you. Do you guys want to look back on your days at East
Just watching them.
Sorry, coach. You got someplace more important to be, Ostriker? Yeah. Ostriker!
Yeah, with a girl, man.
Fuckface? Ostriker!
So I'm not going to bore you guys with the sorry I've been away. Sorry I've been away. You guys have seen some content. I've delivered some Gran Turismo, but I just want to give you guys a straight vlog, and I'm going to give one tomorrow too. I'm going to pinch myself to do it tomorrow, even if it's outside. So,
Does this mean I'm not going to get to do the duet? Oh, but you suck. I don't think he's coming back.
Close my eyes at night. Close my eyes.
so, so I'm not going to give you guys the same routine because, you know, I do. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that so I don't get copyrighted. So I'm not gonna give you guys the same. Oh, I'm sorry I wasn't around. I've got this, this, and this. So don't create melodrama because I'm not a dramatic guy. I don't create drama. I'm not one of those Hollywood types. Because I don't want a pity party for views. I just like to deliver straight content. Tonight is gonna be a straight, just a straight vlog slash radio show to my viewers. Couple of things I want to go over. First, we had a heck of a summer. We passed last year's view count by like 240 or 50 50 views, and that's going to keep climbing as we go into the last 4 months of the year. And usually the last 4 months of the year, starting around here, I start picking things up a little because the summer's a little light, even though my content was light. You guys are still watching the videos, which means you guys are watching them, and I'm holding your attention, which is good. You guys are amazing. I'm not going to bash you guys and tell you guys anything negative because I think the human race is a great thing. I don't think anybody is lousy. I think everybody is lovely, and that's how I see the human race. So, so this summer was we killed it this summer. We got over 200 plus views over our last count from last year, which is great. Hopefully we go into the 2000 to the upper 2000 range. I would be happy if we got over 2000, maybe by October, November, and we just crested into 20 something hundred by December 31st, because we still have 4 months and we still have many views to go. I just want to also reiterate that everybody has viewed these videos more than once. I can tell that some people liked watching these again and again and again, because that's what these are for. These are for multiple viewings. You guys don't have multiple viewings. It's lovely that you guys have, and I noticed that there have been views on videos that don't particularly usually get the views in any way, shape, or form, but they have anyway. It's really, really, really cool to just see how you guys interact, how many years it's been, how many years, man, I've been at this. I've been at this for about 10 years now. We just passed, as you guys know, we passed the channel and all of our viewers that have been with me since I've gained since the start, multiple years. We've been at this. Well, I've been at this, and we've been at this. You guys have been at this watching me. For my viewers or my non-subscribed viewers, my subscribed viewers. You know, I've been lucky to have, gotten 1,300 plus views overall, of like 1,300 and 500 plus views over my viewing career. Now, some of the videos that amassed those views are not on the channel anymore, or not there anymore, but they count towards my total, and it's great to see that those have still been there. It's fun how good old YouTube hasn't forgotten past videos, and has archived some of those views. And that's going into the fact that YouTube was started over nearly 20 years ago. Now, I remember when this platform was in its infancy. A lot of people like a video showing thing. A lot of people are like, oh, this might replace home videos and all the other stuff that we used to do with big videotape recorders. Those of you who are old enough to live in the mid to late 80s, early 90s, you guys will know, especially me, that all our parents, for all us millennials that were born between like 1986 to like 1993, 94, 95, will know that our parents had that big video camera, the one that looked like a mini production camera with the microphone on the front, the viewfinder, and the big cassette tape thing that had whole cassettes in them. And we used to, and I remember when my dad's ejecting one in, putting another one in, and pressing the record button, and recording some of the funniest things that we did in our time. And a lot of us will remember fondly, and we watch those on the VCR the last about 10-15 years ago, and how we actually how we said and did some of the stuff is crazy. But unfortunately, VCR is kind of antiquated. It's not much of a thing. Very few people have VCRs, and if they do, it's because they record old championship games or NASCAR stock car races, or those baseball moments that will live down in history, like the Red Sox winning the World Series, or the Patriots winning their first Super Bowl in 18 years, or the Bruins winning the Stanley Cup in 2011, or people just recording some of the most embarrassing moments. My brother Chuck, walking around in my dad's boots and talking like he's on a job site, and me on the computer, just at a young age, me being tied to the computer. I think I was destined to have to research and kind of play on the computer a little bit. So, and then everybody was like, no, there can't be anything like that. And then eventually, bam, YouTube came into existence back in the middle of the 2000s, and it became a thing. And it became a thing, and it became a thing. I remember watching everything from maybe my first Top Gear videos to people really didn't really do gameplay till like 2-3 years later. And I think when I was in college, people started recording. I believe 2007, 2008, 2009, people started recording gameplay. That's also when a bridge series for Yu-Gi-Oh! And Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z started to become a thing. And it sort of evolved into us talking and doing a daily journal like I did, like I started doing about a decade ago. And it's been a really amazing journey to share you guys the ups and downs, the excitement, the dull moments, the not so great moments, and just some overall shenanigans, that I've been to in my life. And I wanted it to be chronicled because my life has been, even through the dullness and the greenness, I've had a pretty interesting 35 years of my life. The reason why I'm saying first 35 years of my life is because I'm turning 36 on Monday. And, I've had a pretty, despite, living in the moment and not living in the moment, living in the moment and not living in the moment in some points of my life. I've had a pretty interesting life. I've actually had a pretty storied life. In fact, my life's probably been more chaotic and more interesting than most people in the old days were. And I'd like to write a book about my life and how crazy and how witty and quirky and how crazy and chaotic it was at times. I've led a pretty interesting life. I haven't lived a very normal life. Lived normal life. So I'm one of those snowflakes. I'm just one of a kind. I'm just one of those guys that's just like that. I mean, I know I'm like every other guy, but I have my quirky, chaotic, and mysterious existence. So quiet, very solitude existence. So I've lived a pretty interesting life. I've always had some pretty interesting moments. My life has never been dull, really. There's always been something going on in my life. I always think I'm just one of those guys that just had one of those interesting lives and had a storied running with many different people and different events in my life. So I'm not going to call myself a legend by any stretch, but I will be known as a myth and a mystery. So I'm not a legend yet. It'd be another 30, 40 years before I become a legend. So I'm just a myth and a mystery. So I'm a man, I'm a myth, and I'm a mystery, not a legend yet. So um, it's been very cool. So and I'm great to share that on YouTube, and I'm great that YouTube actually became a platform. If not, we'd still be doing it on a video camera or a digital camera, and I'd be uploading it to a computer. But thank God for the cell phone, right? Um, so yeah, I mean, it's been that sort of thing. So, um, altogether. So, another thing I really want to go over is, life has been interesting lately. Um, I've I have a few things I want to say, so a few things have happened. I'm an uncle now to my brothers and my sister-in-law Caitlin's child Brixton, and soon I will be my an uncle to my cousin Julia's and her husband Matt's um, Matt's kid, which I think they're expecting that kid in like I think the next week or two, um, and it's good. It's cool, calm, and fun to be, have a new title in my life and stuff like that. The only thing that really didn't go through was I know how how many guys told you guys I was going to do cheese. Well, that didn't go through because of some complications with the manager that I was gonna follow the cheese, and um, I'm still working produce, and I'm working with one of the guys that was going to be working with me in cheese, and it's sort of and that plan that fell through has boosted my team in produce a little bit. So we have another couple people who are wanting to just get the job done and willing to work and stuff like that. So that works out good. So if hours get lower, they want to try a new scheduling scheme, they can do that. Um, which will be fine by me because now that we got more people, we can spread them out more, and we got people that are more capable, people getting better, and things are kind of getting back to normal in my squad. So there's been some ups and downs, but that's kind of the way how it's been. I'm glad I got the opportunity to almost go to Cheese, but it's had its benefits in the long run. So am I bummed out that I didn't get the chance to move up? Yeah, but at the same time, sometimes it's not complete loss because my team and produce got a gain via the extra person. So that works out very well and such. The other thing is I will be doing the gear change show on Saturdays again, and I'm going to try to come up with topics during the week. I might do the gear change show tomorrow. Now that I say it, and then I might move it to do it, and then I might do it again on Saturday because I have to start putting out videos again. And I'm going to try to record, even if it's like 10, 5, 10 minute, 5, 10, maybe 5, 10, 7, maybe 8, 9, 10 minutes or 15 minutes at a time during the day. I'm going to try to record every day. I'm going to pinch myself to record and record my moments. Record the moments because I want to go back to the daily recording, even if I have to give you guys announcements. But I'm going to try to do them at night. But I'm going to do the gear change show tomorrow, and it's going to be probably my I'm going to talk about the era wars in NASCAR in the 1960s and 1969 through 1970, which was an interesting time in NASCAR. I mean, with Ford's Torino, the Cobra, the King Cobra, the King Cobra that didn't see the light of day, the Cyclone, the Mercury Spoiler, and also the Charger Daytona and the Superbird that kind of spurred on those air wars during the late 60s, early 70s before they were banned in 71 because Bill France didn't want exotic cars because the wing warriors were kind of exotic. They were kind of more European aerodynamics and speed more than, and I'll tell you as the consequences of that. The aero wars in the late 60s, early 70s were kind of a thing. And they kind of shaped NASCAR with its aerodynamics that we have nearly nearly 50 plus years later after those 50 plus years after that 55 plus years after that season occurred in those seasons occurred in 69, 70. So it was only 2-year deal with the 2-year deal with that. And of course, Bill France was like, no, we can't have exotic machines. We can't have these winged warriors. We're becoming too like sports cars with these and it's we got to keep the showroom stock and stuff like this. So I'll talk about that tomorrow because it's probably one of my favorite stories in NASCAR as a total. Was a great one. And the late 60s, early 70s were kind of a time of changing up people in NASCAR, and it kind of set them into the dark ages where they got bigger and fatter and cars and stuff like that. So I wanted to just iterate those 2 years and tell you guys how how many of those races and changes, unnecessary changes, and pushes of technology, plus the limitations of tire technology, kind of pushed NASCAR to change its policies a little bit as it went into the 70s and 80s, and the downsizing of the cars and stuff like that, because they were pushing to be more friendly to the environment and such like that. And having these big outlandish cars was kind of not a thing as they were trying to downsize but I'll get into that a little bit more, and I'll tell you guys about downsizing and how it affected the auto industry as a whole going into the 70s, because that was sort of around, because if you guys are automotive enthusiasts, you guys know around 69, 60, 67, 68, 69, 70, 70, 71, 72. It's kind of when the auto industry was starting to feel the heat from the rising gas prices, the emissions controls that were coming in, that were starting to come in on cars and stuff like that. And, the insurance companies kind of clamping down on high speed cars because performance, because to insure a car that very few people can control, especially younger drivers who just got their license. Most of them would be able to drive mom and dad's or grandma's grocery getter, but strapping into a 3, 4, close to 500 horsepower cars, in cars that had bad tires, weighed next to nothing, or were heavy as boats as some of the Chrysler and the Dodge products, where that was kind of dangerous. So I'm gonna get into that probably tomorrow in my talk. So it all kind of started with Dodge's problems with the Dodge Charger in 69, 70. So and how they needed to overcome some limitations to be better. So so keep that in mind. So keep the Dodge Charger in mind. You guys will see how its prominent role may have its prominent role in changing in a racing division, and how it evolved into a car that very few people could afford, and very few people can afford now, because they're so sought after now. They're worth some of them are worth about $500,000, but I'll get into that tomorrow when I do the Gear Change show. Another thing I want to cover is the lack of vlog videos and stuff like that. I've not intentionally left it down. I know we're like 260 some odd, 250 some odd days into the year, and I've only done about 30 of these vlogs and stuff like that. I didn't want it to be vlog heavy. I wanted my content to vary a little bit, and I've tried to have a hand in that a little bit, because I didn't want to bore you with vlogs. But I think now I'm going to remedy that by trying to do vlogs not every single day, but try to do them every day, and try to get more of these in the periphery. I'm going to start with that today, and then I'm going to go into the Gear Change show tomorrow. I'm going to try to do that earlier in the day, because I want to get some exercise in while the weather's good. And then I got plenty of sleep today, which was great. I slept in until about 10, 11 o'clock today, which was good, because I stayed up late till 12:30, 1 o'clock last night. So, well, obviously at home, but so yeah, I hope you guys will enjoy the rest of September, and I will keep these pumping out. I'm gonna, since we have about less than 110 some odd days, less than maybe 110 days left in the year, I'm gonna try to make probably another 60. I'm going to try to make another 60. I'm going to try to make another 60 vlogs, maybe more. I'm going to try to aim to make at least maybe 60 episodes, maybe more, quite possibly. Quite more possibly. But I'm going to try to get past 60. And seeing as we have less than 110 days left in the year, I'm going to say that's going to be possible. So I'm going to try to go past 60, and I'll dot in Gran Turismo videos. I'll report on Pokemon ZA when it comes out, and some other gameplay that I'm also doing. I've also I want to say that this is my July, August, September. I've also owned the Switch for 2 months. I'm also going to probably release some gameplay or some visuals of Mafia: The Old Country. I played a couple of missions, a couple of chapters, but not enough. So but not enough of it, but I will bring you some of those. Project Motor Cars is also coming out in November of is also coming out in motor racing. Project Motor Racing PMR is also coming out. It's going to be Project Cars. It's going to be a Project Cars, but upgraded, I believe. I'll show you some of the racing videos and stuff like that once I get my capture card. I still have my capture card. I still haven't used it yet, but once I get it good and I can find out how to commentate some stuff, some of the content may be non-commentary, but it'll come along. And then Pokemon ZA comes out in October. I'll tell you how I liked it. Just watching the scene where the band nerd and tells him about that one time at band camp. I don't have the thing going. I don't have the volume going, but yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. I mean, I have 1,800 plus views. Plus views, and I'm hoping to get about 2,000 by the end of this year. So let's make this final push to this year. It's going to be a good one. I'm also going to do some. Also, there's going to be some personal developments maybe in the next 4 or 5 months, like that I'm going to be dealing with. Maybe living in an apartment, but we'll see. But I'll tell you those details as I go. So next couple of weeks and months. So I'm gonna have to start saving up for rent. So I'm gonna have to put a curbing on some of my expenditures. So and stuff like that, like not ordering out as much, which I've been doing. In fact, I've eliminated it because it's getting expensive. Plus, I can cook my own food. Plus, I made a nice Italian sandwich that I made from stuff I had in the house, and got some mozzarella from the Target store and some other stuff, so I could make something. But I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I'm gonna upload it as soon as I'm finished here. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you guys tomorrow for the gear change show, and I hope to get the charge to the end of this year going, and see you guys on the 31st of December to close out 2025. So let's make the run to the end an exciting one, don't you think? I'll meet you guys here tomorrow again. Till we meet again tomorrow. Toodaloo.